Hi everyone, welcome back. Now this is my Toxicant XM5. You all have seen a couple of videos that I've done on this platform. It might look a little bit different compared to how you last saw it. There's a primary armed SLX6 on the top, which is going to be changed. I've got a Surefire Scout light. This is a repro one. I think this is a Watson one. These are actually pretty damn good for what they are. And then the Blast Warden style device I have on the front here, I think it's a 5KU one, which was off my Noveski N4, which someone in the Discord, Ollie, he picked that up off me. It was just excess to requirement. I've got the Ghetto Blaster now if I need to do any more Double Eagle stuff, so he picked that up. So it's ended up on the front of the XM5, and I was going to get the XM5 suppressor, but I actually quite like the signature of this. It's not too long at all with that on there, and it does fit. I did have to turn the hop, like, I'll try and show you here. So I did have to like press the button and turn the hop all the way off till it goes past the dial, so it sits flat like that for me to be able to rotate this round. You'll see it just clears there, and then I can pull that off. So it's got the steel flash hider there. I do need to clock this up properly. I just whacked it on there for now. And what I can do is rotate that ratchet on there so it stays on, and then I can put that back in place. And if I'm not taking that off, then it'll be fine. I may look at different options in the future. So last time I tried to take the barrel and everything off this, I ran into a bit of trouble. I couldn't quite get it out, and it was literally this screw. I said it could be this screw, didn't I? And once I found out that that screw was also rounded from factory, I didn't mess with it. So today we're going to be taking another look. So we'll get the lower off here if I can, and we'll also pull out the bolt with the brass wheels that like to always fall out. So I'll put those to one side. A big bolt, that is. We've got a T20. We can loosen these off on the sides. So you've got one, and we've got two. Probably gonna have to pull the Blast Warden, whatever you call this bloody thing, I always forget, to get the rail off. So let's just slide this out here. We'll just flip that round so we can do that easily. Pull that off so it's out the way. So those two screws, I believe that should now slide off, which it does. It keeps my light and the pressure pad out the front there, so if I do want to take it off in future, I don't have to take the accessories off. And then we got to this point in the last video, I believe. We need to take these two out, which is also a T20. So we'll wind these two screws out here. So we've got two of them. And these hold the brackets on either side of where the barrel is situated. So I should be able to pull these off here. This one's getting a bit stuck. Like so. Pull that bracket off. Other bracket falls off the other side. I think this is how far we got last time, but we actually do need to remove this screw. And the reason why I didn't do it in the last video was because it was rounded. Which, you know, there was a lot of screws on here that were rounded as well. So I'm going to apply a little bit of heat. A lot of people ask how I do this with screws, and literally the most accurate way I found to do it, if you require a lot of heat, is using one of these little jet lighters. And we're just going to apply a little bit of heat there. Just try and loosen that up a little bit. Well, I like these little lighters. They're not like, if you're trying to use like a blowtorch or something, you're going to struggle getting, you know, an accurate application. Now, I'm hoping this will work. Yes, it's worked. So what I've done with this screw, because the 2mm Allen key, which might turn it out now, yes it does. Hear that knocking? That's it slipping on the screw. So what I've done, this is an old Torx 9 screwdriver, and if you apply enough pressure so you don't slip, you can actually just slot these in to that screw. It is thread locked, which the heat obviously helped to get rid of it. You don't have to apply loads of heat if it's directed like that is. So that's the screw that we were missing last time. And now, he says, we should be able to slide it out. So there we go. That was the missing piece of the puzzle. I did say in the last video, which, you know, a few people seem to be arsey with, I wasn't going to try and force it. I was just going to wait and get to it. So quite a funky barrel system here. So you've got the hop adjuster. What would have been nice is if this was a system where like it clicked and you could turn it around, but you do have to press this button, and there's no notches to speak of. You kind of just got to guess. So to pull the, you can flip this all the way around, and we need to remove these screws. So the front one we removed in one of the last videos. We did that with a T7, which was this one. And I will be replacing these grub screws with some high quality ones when I get round to it, as with anything. So that one was rounded off in that video. And then it brings us to this. So I believe, again, I've never taken one of these apart before. We unscrew this section here, so that's a bit tight. So it could be that one, it could be that one. I'm really not 100% sure. So we apply heat directly to the screw. Get these really cheap on Amazon. It's just a nice little tool to have. And that screw is also rounded. So I'm going to lie it on its side here. So I can apply a bit more pressure. Oh god, that is on there tight. Can we get this other grub screw out? This other grub screw looks a bit of a mess as well. We do have, I did have a 1.5mm Allen key. Where is it? That's the 2mm, 1.5. I'm going to apply a little bit of heat. A lot of glue there that you can see. Try and loosen that up, and then we try and use the T7 to get this out here. It's so annoying that all these screws are like rounded. You wouldn't normally have this problem, but on the Toxicant it just seems like they've used like a hammer drill to put all this stuff in. It really is annoying. Get a little bit hotter. Try and break up that glue. And again, these are good because it's not heating up the whole part. It's especially good if you have something that has plastic parts in, because again, you're not spreading that heat to every single component. Oh my God, this is in tight. Oh, they've really done me over on here, haven't they? This is a 2mm Allen key. This is a correct Allen key, and it just spins. You can see that it is slightly rounded. I don't believe it's an imperial screw. No. What are we going to do here? Because we need to get this off to separate this section at the back. That will come off and then we can get everything apart. Can we just hammer those pins out? Those pins look in there. Shall we give it a go? Need a hammer, don't we? Right. Take 2, shall we? Do seem to be coming out. This might be an easier, I might have spoke too soon, an easier way to do it if you're having issues with the screws all being rounded. Come on. Never known a gun like this just want to just fight you every step of the way, all the way through. Just make a little bit thinner here. Just using something a little bit thinner. The punch size down to this again, incognito. So with those pins out, we also have a grub screw down there. 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 mil Allen key. That one isn't rounded. That one comes off nice and easy. Then we can slide the adjuster out. See the adjuster there, it uses like a normal type AG nub. See how crudely it's been machined after the fact there. So I imagine this was not this shape. You probably find that this was like modelled into the CAD design, then afterwards they've come in and they've machined that out to take a normal like AG spec nubbin, which we can pull out here. Come on. There we go. So that's that removed. What do we need to do next? It looks like it's just those 2 screws on the top. Let's try it. It looks like a 2 mil. It is indeed a 2 mil. Again, these screws are not rounded. So take them out. That bracket comes off the top there. We've got 2 more grub screws on the top, and I'm hoping that is what holds it in. And we're good to go then. What did I do with that 2.5? I just had it. It's hiding. 2 grub screws. Loosen those off. That then releases this mechanism, which slides. Oh, look at the size of that barrel. Dear me. So that slides that out. And then there's going to be something. Oh, maybe we didn't need to take that off. I don't think we needed to take the outer barrel off there. So let me add that back on. Because I think after you've removed the adjuster, would be the final piece that's holding this in. So with the adjuster out, yeah, we can just remove it from the back here, so you didn't have to go that far. We can slide this very small barrel out. Now, as you'll see here, we do have cutouts like a normal Marui hop. This means that the Titan nub might be a goer. So you don't have a O-ring at the front there. No, there's nothing in there. So we remove that single O-ring, we pop this out. That's your standard barrel and hop. This is very similar to the Double Eagle hop rubbers. And then what have we got for it? So I bought a bunch of these. These are 603 370mm barrels from Lilacs or Prometheus, whatever you want to call it. I bought an absolute shed ton of them because, you know, it being longer isn't the issue. I can just machine them down. So we've got one of them. We've got a 60-degree flamingo rubber. If you want to know the size, I machine this barrel down. They say 268 on the website, but I machine this barrel down to 260. And I think that's going to be about right. So we'll find out together. So this is a 370mm barrel that I've machined down. Flamingo hot rubber. And of course, a Titan nub. I can get these out as well. We're currently undergoing a massive restock on the Aga Precision website, so a lot of items are out, but they are in production. Slide this in here. The Titan nub goes straight into the Toxicant hop unit. A lot of people that have like followed my advice on fitting, you know, Prometheus barrel, flamingo rubber and a Titan nub, the first thing that they say is I can't use light ammo. Why do you want to use light ammo? You should be using heavy ammo. 0.3s, 0.32s, 360s, 0.4s. I've shot 4.8s out of my Spear LT at 1 joule and hit a target at 80 meters, you know. Upgrading these guns with these, you know, fancy parts and then running light BBs. Now, if you're in CQB, sometimes you might be restricted to BB weight, which I understand. The Titan nub is held in place, so it's not going to fall out. The adjuster on this is not like hinged, like the other normal MWS hops where they hinge down like this. It goes straight down, which means it's going to apply nice pressure straight from the top. I can hopefully show you through the barrel here. You see that there, nice curved adjust on the hot rubber. Right. This piece, I don't believe I had to take this piece off, so you can skip this one. Let's tighten these up with a 2mm. Sorry if this is a really long video. I always argue with myself whether I should like heavily edit these videos down, which would probably mean you get more video retention. But the OGs, which, you know, like you lot, I don't know, maybe you like me just giving you the whole story. Nothing's hidden in edit. I mean, if there's like a lot of space, let's say I'm just looking, maybe I'm looking for a tool on the bench and there's a lot of empty space where nothing's happening, I'll always chip that out because it's pointless being there. Right, That's back on. We flip the adjuster in. Once we slide that adjuster in, we can fit this part, which is basically it's cammed. So you'll see that on that side, it doesn't stick out as much as this side. So what that means is, if your grub screws are facing down, perfectly down towards the barrel, that's going to be your least amount of hop. So we'll have to experiment with this in a second here. Put the adjuster in. We can take our gas block. Start our pins off. Let's get this centered. Oh, those pins. Those pins like literally just slid in then. I can literally push them in with my thumb without that grub screw applying any pressure. Can I just tap that one in a little bit more? Which is weird because when I looked at it, I didn't search for the grub screw, because when I looked at it, it looked like these pins had been smacked in like with a lot of force. So I was just like, oh, that's the way I do it. So you put the pins in, and you can tension your gas block like that, and that'll stop the pins falling out. So we'll flip this round. So when the grub screws are on top, you are at max pressure on the hop, and yeah, you can see we're at max pressure, all right. So we're not going to need a lot of hop at all with the Titan Oven Flamingo. So we'll put that in place. We need to slide this in. A lot more pressure with this setup compared to the standard setup, that's for sure. Slide that to there. What did I do with that grub screw? There it is. Push this in. So if you are going the gas block route, so if you're taking this off, which is probably the easier way than doing all this, you will have to take out the first grub screw which holds the adjuster. Put this grub screw back in, which I'm using the wrong tool for because it's rounded, like that. So that there is max hop. I'm wondering if this adjuster is actually in the right way. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to spin the adjuster all the way around to there. So you'll have to note down the orientations of this. Screw that back in. And then what you'll have, that is correct there. So we're at first click with that adjuster like that, which means the grub screws are perfectly seated under, so that is all the way off. So what you want is you want your adjuster orientated like that with the grub screws facing down, and that's the correct orientation for your adjuster to be in. And then obviously we press that and we can increase the hop all the way up like that. We can't go max, but we don't need that anyway. We literally need the first notch, because I dare say that's going to overhop all lightweight BBs anyway. Let's just do a little push on that to make sure it's secure, which it is. So you're going to want to be using heavy BBs with this thing, especially with this setup. Right, I think that's all done. Just slide this back into place. If we find that the Titan nub's a bit too much, we can swap back to the nubbing, but I don't necessarily want to do that. This screw is going to need replacing. There's that arm driver. Pop this one back in first. Careful not to over tighten it, that is. These will go on there. Take our T20. And we did have a bit of an issue last time where I probably went overboard with these. And then the rail wouldn't slide on, if you remember that. So what you want is your rail to slide on nice and easy like that. If it doesn't, you've probably over taut those screws and it's just pitching out a little bit and it gets stuck on the rail. One screw. Two screws. If you're curious where the barrel comes, it comes literally situated just inside the barrel. So I'm going to say that 268 is an accurate spec from their website. Spin that on for now. This 5KU Blast Warden's a bit not the best. Not the biggest fan of 5KU stuff, they're always a bit janky. There we go, that's on the first click. Is it? This is going to be the difficult thing with the adjuster, making sure you do accurate clicks like that. So that's in. We're going to have to fit the bolt, which I'll just try and prop this up here so you can see it. I did knock the little brass wheels off. So we have to make sure we keep those on. Like that. A hell of a chunky bolt that is. But yeah, we're almost at half an hour and we'll have to edit this down a little bit, I think, boys and girls. Otherwise people will be falling asleep. Right, front pin. Do you want to go in? There we go. Back together. And what we can do now is give it a chrono and see what we're getting with that extra barrel length compared to the old one. I mean, the old original one was quite pathetic, as you've seen. So we get the correct barrel length, and then what we do, if we're over power, we sort it out with a valve in the nozzle. I am interested to know if maybe these valves are TM spec. And I was thinking about swapping these out to TM spec valves to get the purge feature. I still don't know why other companies don't use that feature. It's probably one of the best things that Marui does. Gets rid of the air. Right. We need the load tools. Let's get our white adapter. We need some BBs. I'm going to be chronoing it on 3s just because I think that's what I originally chronoed it on. I've actually got some in here. Many of you have been asking about them BB boxes. Don't worry, I'll get the files uploaded. Oh, there we go. Now, as with all mags, always take the top round out, saves you damaging your nozzle. If you're not paying attention, that is. Chrono's set to 0.3s. We'll see what we now get. I bet the power has gone up a considerable amount. Got one loaded. Here we go. Oh, 1.5 1.5 joules, not too bad at all. 1.361 joules. 1.277, I think the first one was an anomaly. So about 1.25 to 1.3 joules, which is good. Do not fill that mag. We didn't purge it, did we? Because it was completely empty, so we'll have a bit of a pocket of air in there. The new version 2 propane adapters are in production. Those are going to take us about 20 days to get finished on the batch. So I've just authorised another 250 to be made, which will have the slight changes which I mentioned in a previous video. So, oh my god, this thing is freaking awesome. Yes, I've had some issues with it. Yes, I can't really run it till April because I can't get mags. If you or anyone out there has gas mags, hit me up, jump in my DMs because I need them. I want to go run this thing. XM5 barrel swap. I know it was a bit long-winded. I'll try and edit it down to make sure you don't fall asleep. It's pretty straightforward if your screws aren't mangled up like mine are. Who knows? They could just have been rushing because this thing went ridiculous on popularity. So they could have just been rushing to get them out the door. They're just whacking the screws in with a load of glue and yeah. So what I think when I've got time, I'm gonna sit down. I'm going to take the specs of every screw and just get them made in a nice high quality material. So if you're interested in screw packs for the XM5, let me know down in the comments below. Colours for the adapters for this next batch, we're doing black, grey. I think there's going to be a very small number of bronze. I'm not sure how the bronze colour's going to come out anodizing yet. And we're also doing hot pink as well for those of you out there that want a bit more flair. So as far as I'm aware, the price should not change at all with the propane adapters we've done previously. It'll stay at the exact same price. Once I've got a bit more information on that, I'll let you guys know. And I'm sort of apprehensive for pre-orders just because I don't know what the colour's going to come out like on the bronze. And if people order it and then they don't like the colour, I don't want to be in that situation. So maybe I'll open up the pre-order for just black and grey and pink and then just release the bronze when they're obviously here. So yeah, this thing's a beast. I'll update you when the scope comes because I've ordered a Holy Warrior Tango 6T. I had ordered a Holy Warrior Razor HD Gen 2, which I found on eBay, but the thing that turned up wasn't really a Razor HD Gen 2 from Holy Warrior. It was some other Chinese thing, and it was set to 1, and as soon as you tried to zoom it in, the whole scope just went blurry no matter what you did. So that's gone back today. Hopefully the Tango 6T turns up tomorrow. If it does, I'll do a video on that. Sorry, it's been a while to get back on the XM5 stuff. For those of you who've been waiting for the Die Free Co order, so the Die Free Co order got sent back to Die Free Co. That, in essence, in terms of it, like in the interest of speed, they refunded that order, and they're actually using like a distributor now to do their international order. So another order's been put in replacement of that. I've ordered more because it's, you know, a lot of you were asking about it, so I've ordered more than what I did on the first order. Hopefully it comes through. I think it said it was due about the 10th of Feb, but don't quote me on that. The prices and the stock will be updated on the site accordingly. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description below. Join the Discord, get involved with the Jaeger community, and come and converse with us. We're on there most nights. And as always, from me and an ever-growingly messy bench, we'll see you in the next one.